What's up, YouTube? It's the Hood Trucker Show, and I'm the Hood Trucker. Today we got a question. F the explanation, homie. What's the charge, man? Come on, man. What's the charge? Listen, when you go to any respectable county jail in America, any county jail in a big city, when you walk up in there and somebody asks you, what you here for? And you say, oh, see, what had happened was, no, they don't look like you farted. They like, what you here for, homie? Oh, see, my baby mama. Nah, man, hell no, hell no. What you here for? Listen, when you go into the county jail, right? Not usually in the holding cell because you don't necessarily get your charges right there. You get your bail, all that shit, and you don't necessarily get your charges. I mean, every jail works a little different, right? But you usually get your charges right before they sign you or something like that. And so when you go up to the main line, like where you get to where you're going, if you don't bail out like Kwame Brown did, then you're going up to the county jail. You're gonna have to answer some questions. So same thing with Polite. I believe he bailed out right away. So he might not have had some questions. But here's the thing: when you go to the county, when you go in there, listen, there's things there's answers to. You're gonna get like when you go in there, you're gonna get approached, and it's gonna be usually like, okay, somebody like me you may get approached by a couple of different people. Like you might get approached by some Mexicans, or you might get approached by the blacks. Whoever thinks that you whatever first. Usually when I walk in the door, you see my mannerisms. You already know what time it is. But like somebody like Kwame Brown, you're gonna get somebody black that's gonna come up to you and they're gonna ask you what's going on. He bailed out, so he didn't really have to. He probably didn't really experience this, but you're gonna get asked like, hey homie, what's going on? What's your name? Blah blah blah. This is not know what you here for. It's probably like the first 5 questions. And if you come up with an explanation, if you come up with anything other than a penal code, it's a red flag. Oh, homie, my baby mama tripping, blah, blah, blah. No, that ain't that, homie. Oh, man, see, what had happened was that ain't it, homie. What you here for? Attempted murder on the police. Oh, let me see. Oh, okay. You go up in that motherfucker and say, oh, man, ain't none of your business. I don't want to talk about it, blah, blah, blah. Any of that shit other than a penal code? You probably going to be on the first thing. You're going to be on the first vehicle where they have to say clear for takeoff. In any respectable jail. Some jails let that shit fly, all of that. But listen, you come into the LA County Jail. I walk through there. I'm not gang banging or nothing, right? You go to the LA County Jail, they ask you what you here for. You talking about none of your business. I mean, you getting air flown out of there, right? I mean, that's not nothing you want to say up in there, right? So you can get away with it out here. There's a lot of shit you can get away with out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen like, oh, the do-lo twist. It's this, the baby mama, she won't let go. What's the charge, though, homie? What's the charge? It's public information. I mean, do we really got to go get that FOIA? We really got to go get that Freedom of Information Act and find out what the charge is, homie? That make it worse. And I see, in the comments, oh, the baby mamas, they jumping on your side. You only hear one side of the story, but we still ain't heard the charge yet, though, homie. That's not a good look. What you hiding? It ain't none of your business. I don't heard you say that, but I'm going to say what you need to know the charge for. Because if you're a respectable criminal, then you're gonna be forthwith with the charges. Why you got explanations, homie? You know who else got explanations? Polite. Polite guy got explanations. He was on the streets and called into a radio show with explanations. Explanations don't work, homie. Hell no, they don't work. Hell no. Them explanations? No, that's not a good look. So that's number one, right? And then, he came back with the tough talk, like, man, I didn't have a chance to do the thing, right? Well, he didn't pop scholar, but, basically saying he didn't get a chance to run the holding cell like he did the last time. Come on, man. This dude love tough talking, like, what I'm saying? Listen, tough people get flown out of places all the time, right? And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times it be the dudes that got this false impression of themselves because they have weapons. Like you might, you got shooters. Yeah, I'm a shooter. This and that, blah blah blah. I seen even Kwame had the fancy knives and all of that. That's all fine and dandy. But when you get up in the jailhouses and up in the prisons, you ain't got none of that. And it's different when you doing this from across the way, right? It's across. Like you might have a Draco, you might have you might have that 30 and that 40, right? And you like this, that's a whole lot different than motherfucker. You got to be right here with it, right? You got to see somebody about your problems, right? And then a lot of times people come to realization that when you got them fancy knives out on the street and then you come inside, you got to make them homemade knives. It's a whole lot different story. You find out that the human body ain't as easily punctured as you think it is. Like they see that shit on TV. That's not real life for me, right? And then you got a fight or flight response from the other person. So not only is you find out this weapon ain't as really effective as you thought it was, and we're gonna have to do this a few times before we make this thing start working like it's supposed to, right? And then you got the fight or flight response on the other side. You get a rude awakening on me. All that rah, all that on the street don't do nothing in the jail. So, I didn't get a chance to hold it down. And come on, man, stop it, knock it off. You ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? Listen. People that go to jail tough talking, a lot of times this will happen to them. A lot of times what happened to them is they get airlifted up out of there. And a lot of times, you hear them sounds. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Them sounds like somebody got asthma or something. They got them gurgling sounds. A lot of times you hear that from them tough guys on the way up out of there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, right? Those who know. But listen, the tough talking, not explaining what's going on with the charges. Come on, man, it's a red flag. It's kind of fishy, right? It's kind of fishy. What the hell's going on here? I don't know. But I kind of thought that it was a little strange on me. Because, along with what I also thought was strange was this. And I just had to, we're going to get out of here, but I just want to throw this in at the end. That I thought that what was strange was that this dude, he's still talking about this flag, right? He's still talking about the flag. And then he tried to, he want to hold it against certain people, right? Again, certain people have a problem with the fact that flag represents unfinished business, right? But what it also represents, while you pandering and bastardizing that flag, what it also represents is freedom of speech. You do this, why are you saying shut your damn ass up, or shut your ass up, or shut your whatever you said, right? You're basically telling me to shut up. Why you doing this, and why that flag represents freedom of speech. I can say, I can be like Devin the Dude. Say what the fuck you wanna say. Yeah, that's what that flag represents. Also, homie, also represents freedom of speech, which also means you shouldn't be holding the flag while you tell me to shut your ass up. Now, you do have the right to tell me shut your ass up. That's what the flag is for, right? But at the same time, I have the right to say whatever the fuck I want to say as long as YouTube let that shit fly. And also, you keep talking like your supporters. I call them now your supporters. I call them the Kwame zombies. The Kwame, it's a new name for them, Kwame zombies. They don't listen to shit. They over there listening to your explanations and all kind of stuff about your charges and all that. They're listening to all that, right? So they over there talking about I'm clout chasing this and that, another. I'm exercising my freedom of speech, and which represents that flag. If you don't like that flag, you don't like me exercising my right to freedom of speech, then you don't like the flag either, because I'm exercising my constitutional rights right now. So, that being said, shut your ass up. So with that, enjoy the rest of your day. Like, subscribe, hit the buttons. Just hit them all. Hit the buttons. And we're going to talk back again real soon. Especially if I get that FOIA request. Talk to you later.